Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK and welcome back to Fate Stay Night Remastered, where it seems like I left off here in an interlude, or at least the very start of an interlude, but it's not an evil interlude, where we're following either Sakura or the Shadow. Not really sure how to interpret which of the two we've been following, maybe a mix of both, because I feel like there is a definite correlation, some sort of connection between the two, if there is not actually like a physical, they are one of the same type of connection or whatever. Yeah, very, very strange stuff going on there. But I feel like the truth of the matter is just right around the corner. She hears a voice. Her body is in tatters and her mind is a haze, but she hears a voice that she didn't want to hear.
あなたはどうだか知らないけど、私はシロウのことずいぶん前から知ってたんだから。
She doesn't consider why she can hear their conversation. She just wishes that she couldn't. If she can move her hands, she'd cover her ears. If she can move her legs, she would go to the living room and put a stop to this.
私、それ見てたの。ちょうど昇降口から出てすぐのところ、校庭の端っこでバカみたいにとべっこない高跳びを繰り返すやつを、やっぱりバカみたいに眺めてたわけ。
A very strange scene indeed that Rin has memories of, Sakura has memories of, but as was pointed out in the comments, or in the comment section of the previous episode, two completely different perspectives or two different desires out of the events that they were witnessing, which was just a lot of Shirou failing the high jump. The girl bites her lip. Her sluggish fingers clench the bedsheets hard enough to tear them. The old story her sister recounts is in a disinterested tone. The sight on the schoolyard that evening 4 years ago. Rina's talking about the memory like it only belongs to her. Like it's something that only she knew about. She's lost in a beautiful memory even though she, or I, didn't even know I, or she was there. Don't take this memory from me, the girl begs. With an inaudible voice, she squeezes out a plea that no one can hear. Her sister continues telling the tale. The girl is getting left behind just as she feared. It was the only thing. That memory was the one and only precious thing that she had over her big sister, who was now treating it like any other memory. She reinforces her frayed nerves with her power, her mind, and covers both ears with her hands. She doesn't want to hear it. This is torture. Why does she know what's happening in the living room? Does her shadow stretch that far? No, never mind that. She doesn't want to hear anything. No more. If she hears any more, she has a feeling she'll go insane. Still, she can't block out the conversation, even as she covers her ears. Her sister's words echo straight into her brain. She can cover her ears and gouge out her eyes, but she can't escape that sight. And then...
シロウ、私はいよいよとなったらあの子を殺す。それがどちらにとっても最良の方法よ。それをあなたもよく考えておきなさい。
Her sister coldly thrust those words she least wanted to hear at the last person she wanted to hear them. And then she couldn't hear their voices anymore. She can't tell what's happening in the living room. Of course not. Her world consists only of this dark room. She can't step into that distant, bright world. Her eyelids feel warm. She realizes that she's been crying on her own. She's sad and frustrated. Her sister is a coward. Why? Why is she forcing the obvious conclusion on Senpai? Because it's her duty as the Tosaka mage, and she can fulfill it on her own. Why pull Senpai into it? My sister is trying to make my Senpai, my one and only ally in the whole world, stand with her. Hate. She knows how self-centered it sounds, but she hates her. She's going to make Senpai abandon Sakura Mato. Rin Tosaka is truly cruel for doing that. But it's strange. Why do I hate her so much when it's what I want? Ne-san said that I should just disappear. I know that, and I agree. I can't remember the details anymore, but I do know that Shirou Emiya would be saved if I was gone. Eh, not necessarily.
やだ。そんなの嫌だ。
I can't. I don't want to lose anything else. I don't want to be alone anymore. I know warmth now, so I'm afraid of the cold. I know warmth now, so I hate everyone who's been warm this whole time. I won't disappear for them. I won't let them kill me. Because...
だって私は何も悪くないんだから。
And that's true, she really didn't. Everyone else is wrong. I never wanted this outcome. It only happened because nobody helped me. So if nobody did anything to help me, that means they wanted it to happen. They weren't against me. Well, that's the same as agreeing with me. In that case, nobody will punish me. They couldn't if they tried.
死なない。姉さんの思い通り。
No. The actual problem is that I can't die. Nobody can kill me. If they're going to, I'm okay with that. If I'm going to be killed... okay, we're missing some words here. Not just my sister, even senpai. If they try to erase me, I won't put up with it anymore. Yeah. If they're going to hate me and go far away, then I'd rather... I'm assuming that she's saying that she would kill senpai with my own hands before he ends up with someone else, just like in my nightmares. She coughs. Painfully, she turns her delusions into blood, expelling it from her mouth.
ダメだ。私、ダメみたいです。先輩。
Nothing connects. She doesn't know what's good or bad. She doesn't know if she's right or wrong. Who am I? How much sanity do I have left? Everything is getting so foggy, I feel like I'm going mad.
こんにちは。まだ自分は残っている？さくら。
Yeah, somewhat. And then, she realizes there's a silver-haired girl standing there. She's just like her. A pale girl who was never treated as human, meant to become a vessel.
セイバー、ランサー、キャスター、バーサーカー。
Oh boy.
この4つだけならまだよかったのに。どこでそんなものを取り込んだの？さくら。まだアサシンとライダーが残ってるのに。もう満ち足りてるなんて驚きだわ。
Here we go. She doesn't know. She's heard from her grandfather that just like the girl, she's a container to store the souls of defeated servants. But the implication that servants other than the ones she was given... Okay, hold on, game. Were defeated is...
それはいいわ。おかげでアーチャーを奪われる心配がなくなったんだから。深くは尋ねない。けどさくら、これから自分がどうなるか。
She feels something go cold deep inside her head. The question pulls Sakura Moto out of her fevered haze.
知りません。どうなるんですか？
So is that the situation that we're met with here? That similarly to Ilya, Sakura is nothing but a vessel for the Holy Grail War? Is she supposed to consume the defeated servants? Is that how this goes? The pale girl pauses. She's been kind of the reason that some of them have been defeated. The Ironsburn Master, created solely to be a vessel, looks down at the imitation before her.
絶対に助からない。
She tells the broken girl of their shared fate. Okay, I'm pretty sure that, like, confirms it, right? And Sakura is, at least to a degree, aware of what's going on, right? My body still feels heavy. I need to make lunch for Sakura, but right now I want to lie down for a while and give my mind a break. I flop onto the futon and bury my head in the pillow. I know. Ever since that day, we've run out of time to stall any longer. I can't keep putting off the question. Sakura, I need to decide what I'm going to do right here, right now.
Emiya Shirou だな。
Oh, hello, assassin. I jump out of bed. A voice. I'm sure I heard a voice. It came from within this room, very close by. A chill runs down my spine. The scary thing is, I know the owner of the voice. Is in here, and I still have no idea where it is. Someone whispers in my ear. This voice, the flowing yet robotic way of talking, belongs to that skull-masked servant.
Assassin.
What a disaster. Even if he specializes at stealth, how'd he manage to slip through the house's bounded field and get this far without anyone noticing? It might be. This guy's pretty weird. I search for the presence I felt behind me while judging the distance to the door. It'll take 3 seconds to leap across the room to the hallway and dive into the yard. Assassin could kill me 4 times in that span of time, meaning that the only way to survive this is to entertain him. Okay, that's a belief. I don't know if we can fully trust that. Assassin's words are believable. If his goal was to kill me, I would have been dead as soon as he entered the room. The fact that it hasn't happened yet means that Zouken wants to talk. What he wants to talk about and whether it's a trap or separate issues. Ah, fuck. Fuck it. Curiosity killed the cat, whatever. It's a trap. That much is obvious. But it's just as true that I might never get another chance to speak with Zouken one-on-one again. And I can't afford to wait. Whether it's a trap or not, I need to face Zouken and get him to take the Crestworms out of Sakura. He doesn't answer. He must not have any further business with me now that I've agreed. Assassin disappears completely just as suddenly as he appeared. Alright, well I guess we gotta slip on out of the house. And I guess we did. I sneak out of the Emiya house and make my way over to the Mito mansion. The sky is cloudy. Because of the dim weather, the house seems shrouded in an ominous air, even though it's still daytime. Now, I do recall in the previous interlude, or whatever we were seeing previously, Zouken, I don't know what his plans are. I don't know if, he just wants to outright kill Shirou at this point, or if he has something else going on. I don't recall what he was saying at the time. I go inside without ringing the doorbell. It's been a year since I was last in this house. I rely on my vague memory of it to walk through a hall and into the parlor on the first floor.
Oh,
hey, what can we say? Zouken's the only person I see in the parlor. I don't see Assassin or the Dark Saber. It looks like he really did want to talk to me. Yeah, a little bit. Zouken doesn't exude any bloodlust. He's making fun of me. His obvious confidence is not even bothering to kill me after all this time starts to irritate me. I fight down the urge to strike Zouken down where he stands and glare daggers into him instead. Unlike him, I can't hide my hostility. I don't have an ounce of forgiveness for the person who did that to Sakura's body.
Zouken, これが話し合いだって言うなら、俺から言うことは一つだけだ。 今すぐ桜を解放しろ。
If he refuses, then the only thing left to do is fight. Even if he summons Assassin or Saber, I'll take this monster down before I die.
桜の解放か。いや、そうしたいのはわしも山々なのじゃがな。残念だが、もはやわしではどうしようもできんのだよ、小僧。
Yeah, you know, I do have to say, I think things are now more complicated than just like how we originally thought. It may not be a case of where Zouken can control Sakura. It's Sakura just losing control in general. There's a whole different variable at play here. The old mage standing in front of me looks genuinely regretful as he says it.
なんだと。
わしが何をしたところで、あそこまで育ったあれは救えんのだ。桜はすでに聖杯として機能しておる。この場でわしが刻印中を取り除いたところで、あれが自滅することに変わりはない。
Wait, Holy Grail? Sakura's functioning as a Holy Grail? What does the Holy Grail have to do with this?
待て、桜が聖杯ってどういうことだ。お前、桜は一体。
Yeah, this is where things get a little complicated, right?
決まっておろう。聖杯を手に入れ、己が望みを叶えるための手段じゃよ。すべては我らマキリの悲願、真の不老不死たる魂の物質化のために、10年前の戦いの折、わしはあれに聖杯としての機能を与えたのだ。
聖杯としての機能を与えた。
そうだ。10年前の聖杯戦争の終わりは聞いていいよ。お前の父エミヤキリツグは儀式によって完成した聖杯を破壊した。戦いはそこで終わり、聖杯を下ろす儀式はまたも失敗したのだ。だが何もかも失敗だったわけではない。一時であれ聖杯は完成したのだ。ならばその破片、砕け散った聖杯をそのまま捨ておくのは惜しかろう。
My brain grinds to a halt. So this man took his granddaughter and...
そう。回収した聖杯を移植したのだ。だがわしとてそこまで下道ではない。あれが人間として生活できるよう工夫はしたがな。
じゃあ、桜の体内の刻印中は
聖杯を触媒にして生み出したものよ。それによって肉体は魂を受け入れるための容器となり、儀式が果たされた時門となって道をつなげる触媒となった。アインツベルンが作り上げる聖杯の真似事よ。まあわしではキャツラほどの技術がないゆえ、8割方自己流となってしまったがな。
He chuckles warmly. What imitation of the Einsburn? He just picked up some pieces of the finished grail and put them into Sakura, who had nothing to do with any of this.
てめえ、自分じゃ聖杯が作れないからってそんな方法で。
実験、あくまで実験じゃよ、エミヤの個性がね。この程度では次につなげる実験に過ぎん。本来ならあれはゆっくりと何十年と歳月をかけて聖杯に近い存在へ変わっていく予定だった。魂を収める器としての機能を持ちながら、あくまで人間として生き、天寿を全うするように施したマキリ流の聖杯の第一歩になるはずだった。
桜が第一歩。
当然じゃろう。桜はそのためにマトウによこされた娘じゃ。アトウに娘をやるということは、マキリの悲願達成の礎とすること。当社かとてそれは承知のはず。キャツもわしも目的は同じだからな。
I do
不老
recall
不死を手に入れるためならば、共に鬼にもなるわ。
Gilgamesh was trying to use Rin actually as the vessel in the last route in Unlimited Blade Works. So that's the case here. However, Shinji was used instead, though that was something.
不老不死だって。そんなバカみたいな理由で桜を利用したっていうのか。
無論元よりこの地に起こした聖杯戦争はその位置に至るための儀式。そのためだけに我らは手を組み、わしだけが今も無様に生き続けておる。魔党の後継者たちによって遥か先になるであろう悲願達成のためにな。だが運命とは皮肉なものよ。本来なら適応しない聖杯だったはずの桜はここに来て驚くほどの成長を遂げおった。いやはやわしも老いた。よもや桜があれほどの素質を持っていたとはの。多くのサーバントを取り込みながらも自滅せず、魔党桜の自我を残したまま未だ生きながらえておる。その姿はまさに聖杯。わしでは作り上げられぬと諦めていたアインツベルグの聖杯そのものよ。
I can't take this anymore. I'm not strong enough to keep listening to this monster's rambling. I forget that Zouken still has assassins serving him.
ふざけんな！何が聖杯だ！人間を犠牲にしただけのものを偉そうに聖杯なんて言うんじゃ！
And, you know, Shirou obviously is going to care a lot for Sakura here, but, you know, given how he also felt when he realized what Kotomine was doing over in the Fate route, I mean, same deal. He is totally against this type of shit. I give in to my anger and step in to punch Zouken. And yet...
いや、聖杯だとも。そもそも聖杯を作り上げるアインツベルンからして、聖杯のベースは人間ではないか。
I stop moving in response to Zouken's smirk.
人間か、ベース。
I stagger back out of my aggressive posture. I despise myself for immediately realizing whom he's talking about, even though I don't want to know.
そうだ。お主がかくまっておるイリアスフィールとて聖杯よ。だが、同類にされては困るぞ。何しろアインツベルンはわしより数倍太刀があり、奴らが用意した聖杯がどのようなものなのか、それは本人に聞くがよい。
I mean, as much as I don't want to compare the two families for their fucked up shenanigans, yeah, I do feel like there are levels of fucked upness. Like, we have been kind of hinted at what kind of situation Ilya is in. We've seen a little bit of her past through the previous route, and I'm sure I will learn a lot more whenever I watch Fate Zero. And then we have this lovely family, which we've heard nothing but horrible things about. However, they're kind of on the back foot. So, we've seen Sakura survive this war, right? I don't know if she's like fucked long term or like what the situation is, because again, things are a lot more complicated than they seem now. My raised fist falls limply. It isn't just Sakura. Having been told that Ilya's in the same predicament, any hostility I had towards Zouken is overshadowed by profound regret. I guess that also explains why Ilya reacted the way she did to Sakura. Whenever everybody got into Shirou's house a few days ago. I guess that's where the animosity kind of came from.
ではそろそろこちらの番だ。お主を呼んだ理由、あの影について相談したいことがある。
He wants to ask me about the shadow? Zouken must be talking about the black shadow that's been attacking people all over town. But that would mean...
何言ってやがる。あれはあんたの仲間だろう。なのに相談があるだなんて。俺たちにあれを倒させたいっていうのかよ。
I shoot Zouken a suspicious glare.
いや、話が早い。そう。わしはあの影をどうにかしてもらいたい。そのためには、お主の力が必要なのだ。エミヤシロウ。
本気か。あんたとあいつは仲間だろう。
I don't think so, though it has been a little complicated over the course of the story.
仲間？さて、手を貸したことはあるが、あれから手を貸してもらったことなどない。第一あれと意思疎通などできるものか。わしはただ、あれが暴れ出さぬよう道を整えていただけだ。被害を最小限に抑えるため、 舞をなだめていたようなものなのだが、
Now, that thing snuffed out a whole neighborhood. That thing is on a whole nother level now.
言ったであろう。もはやわしではどうしようもなくなったのだと。
So what the fuck are we supposed to do? My heart convulses. There's nothing I can do about it now. Who is he talking about?
そうけん。
おう、そうであったな。その前にあの影が何であるかを教えてやらねばならなかった。
Yeah, let us have it. I mean, we know it's Holy Grail related, and we just found out what else is Holy Grail related. Oh boy.
言ってしまえばあれは聖杯の中身だ。
Right.
聖杯とは願いを叶える万能の釜と言われるが、我らが目指した聖杯は釜ではない。聖杯もまた手段に過ぎん。アインツベルン、マキリ、トーサカ、この3家が目指したものは完成された聖杯をもって外に通じる門を開くこと。完成した聖杯とはあらゆる望みが叶う場所とこちらの世界をつなげる門と思えばよい。
待て。じゃあ聖杯っていうのは。
知れたこと。我らの目的は全て根源に通じること。
The root?
だがわしはそのようなことに興味はない。アインツベルンとて聖杯の完成だけを求めた者どもだ。根源を目指しているのは今では遠坂ぐらいのものだろうよ。まあよい。ともかく聖杯とは願望期につながる穴だ。あの影はそこからこちら側に漏れているものでな。本来の聖杯イリアスフィールならばあのようなことにはならん。あの影は聖杯の模造品がしでかした不始末だ。いや、身内の恥を口にするのははばかられるのだが、育て方を誤ったのだろうな。あやつめ、聖杯として成長したはいいが、きちんと門を閉められんようだ。その不始末で自分が壊れるのは勝手じゃが、人様を巻き込むのはいただけまい。
There it is.
困ったものじゃよ。このままではわしが手塩にかけた聖杯が町中の人間を飲み込んでしまいかねん。
He shakes his head as if it's someone else's problem, muttering, "Goodness me." Those words would have normally made me punch the person that had uttered them. But now, what Zouken is saying makes my blood run cold.
じゃあ、あの黒い影は。
There's no doubt.
とっくに気づいていたのだろう。何しろあれは桜の影だ。身近にいたお主ならば、あれと桜が似ていると分かっていたはず。
There it is. That it's Sakura Moto. I struggle against the dizziness. Against the truth. I accept the connection between them that I've known for a while but always denied. No matter what the shadow is, I can't recognize its sins as...
桜はそれを。
いや、桜本人が知るまい。
Which is strange because I feel like she kind of is but kind of isn't.
あれは桜を通して現れる聖杯の影。本来はあのように形を得ることはないのだが、桜という門を通して出現する際、桜を原型にし、こちら側での存在をかたどったものに過ぎん。
Okay, so the reason why I was initially thinking that... Okay, from the very beginning, it always seemed like this was a... actually, let's let this man finish his... whatever he's saying here. Okay, so the reason why I was thinking that it was Sakura, if we go back to the very beginning of this route, I was talking about how this seems like a whole new variable thrown in. You know, it's as if, you know, we took the story as we know it, and then just something kind of just joined in. And I think the reason behind that is because of Sakura's involvement in the war. She was never involved in the war previously. It's always been handed off to Shinji. Shinji would fight with Ryder, and then Shinji would lose, Ryder would die, and then Sakura's out of the war. But since in the very beginning we actually defeated Ryder, and therefore one of the command spells ended, and Ryder went back to Sakura, that allowed the shadow to exist again, until Shinji got back into it with Ryder again, through another command spell. If I have my order of events correctly, that's why it sort of seemed like Sakura could have been involved here. The Crestworms became active because she was able to fight in the war. When she wasn't, she was back to just being regular old Sakura, or at least that's what it seemed like. However, kind of and kind of not. I mean, Ryder was still being used, which put a little bit of an impact on her, and that's probably why we didn't see much of her in Fate and Unlimited Blade Works. She was out of commission.
正直わしもあれは予想外じゃった。ありえぬとさえ否定したが、日に日に力を増していく以上、もはや認めざるを得まい。あれは意志を持った聖杯だ。故に自らを完成させるため、糧となる人間の魂を求め続ける。止める方法は一つだけよ。聖杯が桜の無意識によって生まれているのならば、桜本人を止めればよい。
Oh boy.
そう思い桜を説得しようと試みたのだがな。あの影はわしが桜に近寄ることを阻む。意志こそないものの、あの影は桜自身じゃ。桜が嫌う相手ならば影も嫌悪する。もはやわしでは桜に近寄ることさえままならん。
じゃああんたは桜に近づけないのか。
うん。お主らは桜をわしの手駒と考えておるようじゃが、それも過去の話。あれはもはやお主の手にある。桜と離れたこのわしでは、あれを律することはできん。
Wow. That is something to be happy about. At the very least, Zouken can't touch Sakura anymore. So if we can just do something about the Crestworms in her body, which that doesn't seem to be a thing we can do anything about anymore.
待て。あんた、桜に何もしていないのか。
うん、しておらぬが。
なら、今も桜が苦しんでいるのは。
それは桜自身の問題じゃな。わしは刻印地を使った覚えなどない。あれは聖杯であること、聖杯からの力の流入で自身を保てなくなっておるだけよ。
It also doesn't help that Shinji did what he did over at the school hallway whenever he was trying to act like the big bad villain again.
考えてもみよ。あらゆる願いを叶えるほどの膨大な魔力の渦がある。その渦から流れてくるものを人の身で受けているのだぞ。桜の脆弱な精神がその本流に耐えられるはずもなかろう。
じゃあ、このままいけば。
聖杯であることに耐えきれず破裂するであろうな。いや、桜の意識が空になれば井戸を借り受けていた聖杯が浮上する。あれは自分自身の影に飲み込まれるか。理解したかね。ここでわしを倒すのも無駄なこと。わしを倒せば聖杯戦争が終結する。となれば、あとは聖杯が起動するのみ。聖杯として起動すれば、桜の精神などたやすく無産しよう。
There's no winning here. If we kill him, then Sakura is the last person standing in the war, the Holy Grail is complete, and she dies. However, if we don't defeat him, and the war continues, well, Sakura's just going to fall apart.
あれを救いたいのであらば、聖杯戦争の期限切れまで耐えることだ。大聖杯の完成。門を開くタイミングというものはそう長くは続かん。
You mean a more put together Holy Grail through this wacky ass war that we've had here?
開始よりすでに10日。過去の例からいけば、あと4日ほどでこたびの戦いは終結しよう。
4日。このまま4日経てば、桜は助かるっていうのか。
さて、それはお主が判断すること。今朝のあれの容体はどうであった？あと
No, honestly,
持つと思うか？
I feel like tomorrow she's done.
持つ。そんなの持つに決まってるだろ
なるほどなるほど。だが他の人間はそうはいくまい。昨夜消え去った人間は何人だ。今夜消え去る人間は何人だと思う。いいな。あと何日この町の人間は残っていると思うのかね。
Okay, this is kind of fucked up for me to say here, but what if we killed Sakura, you know? So obviously there's taking out Ryder. If we take out Ryder, I mean, the same thing's going to be accomplished. The Holy Grail War will end, and so will Sakura, because she is going to be the Holy Grail. So that won't work. But if we get rid of Sakura, well, we can't save her, but at the end, no more people have to die. Zouken will win the war, which is unfortunate, but at the end of the day, no more people have to die, right? Right? I can't hear the old mage's question very well. Is he enjoying this or lamenting it? My head is spinning so badly I can't tell the difference. Defeating Zouken will solve nothing. Sakura won't last until the end of the Holy Grail War. We can't beat that shadow. The people of Fuyuki will keep dying as long as the war goes on. Can I save Sakura? I clench my teeth. Then...
簡単な話だ。お主が桜に手を下せばよい。
Yeah, see, there we go. Zouken states the cold logic that I already know.
そうであろう。これ以上生かしておいても先はなし。黒い影は今夜も人を襲うだろう。
But again, that means that the war is all his. He will have won, the grail is his. Or, you know, the goal is, I guess, a little bit more long-term. I feel dizzy.
わしの要件とはそれよ。お主に現状を理解させてやろうと思うての。エミヤ四郎は最大の厄災を保護しておるのだと。
That is insane, but actually true. I want to vomit.
わしや当坂の娘では感づかれる。だがお主ならば、あれは喜んでその判断に身を委ねよ。
I don't know about that anymore. I can't breathe.
万人のために悪を打つ。分かっていよう。お主はその意志を継ぐのなら、麻藤桜こそお主の敵だ。
But we aren't carrying on his will. I can't think at all. I walk through the hallway saying nothing, feeling like molasses oozing through the meandering hallways. I can't feel anything firm with my feet, or when my feet touch the ground, or when my hand touches the walls. This is so cruel. It's like I'm in a warped nightmare with no way out. I find my way outside, forgetting to breathe.
お主ならば間違いまい。桜には気の毒だが、これも運命と諦めてもらおう。
At the end of the day, it's still all his fault. Like, it really is his fault. I walk.
だが小僧、孫に代わって礼を言うぞ。あれは今まで何一つ自分のための行いなどしてこなかった。父親に見捨てられた己が身を呪うでもなく、さりとて姉のように万能を望むでもなく、ただそこにあるだけの人形がごとき、うつろな存在であった。
I walk. I walk.
その人形が初めて望んだ男に愛されたのだ。いやいや、さぞ本望であろう。そう自身を責めることはない。お主は最後に一つ哀れな孫に贈り物をしてくれたのだからな。
I walk. I walk. I walk. I move forward on legs that feel like they could give out at any moment in the direction of the house Sakura is waiting in. Jesus Christ, man. This is actually, like, really fucked up. I go down the hill. Once I go up the next hill, the Emiya house will be there like it always is. I can't stay out here forever. Whatever my reasons, I had a secret meeting with Zouken. It isn't fair to Tosaka or the sleeping Sakura. So I need to get back home before they notice. I'll go home and... Aw, man. Make a decision. The contents of my stomach rise to my throat. I decided I'd be Sakura's ally. I said that I'd protect her no matter what happens to her. I'd be on her side, not the side of justice. But that would mean repeating the tragedy that took so many lives before. I can't do that. I just can't do it. Shirou Emiya can't break this vow. It would be the same as rejecting who you are. You were the only survivor of that tragedy, and if you're going to allow it to happen again, then you'd be rejecting everyone and everything that supported you this far. No matter how this ends, that sin will never be forgiven, even on your deathbed. Inaction is silent approval. More innocent people are going to die tonight. If you know that, and you don't stop the perpetrator, then you may as well have started that fire yourself.
お前が今までの自分を否定し、たった一人を生かそうというのなら。
I mean, we know what Archer was talking about
あな
there.
たはどんなことがあってもさくらの味方ですか？
God damn, dude. This is a question of protecting one person or protecting everyone but that person. Whose side will I be on in the end? I have to decide tonight. That is actually insane. Now that everything is kind of coming together here, it's pretty insane, man. It's pretty nuts. Okay, well, as we enter the living room, we'll also enter the save screen and wrap her up for this episode. That is fucking awful, though. Jesus Christ, dude. What a turn of events. Like, it seems like I was on the right track in a way, which is fine, but piecing together the situation as a whole is a whole nother story now. Sure, we know the identity of the shadow, but that doesn't do us a whole lot of good because now there's all this substance that's along with it. Like, sure, we've got the name tag, but here's everything else, and it's a lot to unpack. It's actually insane. But that's why we're here. That's why we're, reading through some Peak. It's what it's all about, man. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy.